Hey guys, follow along while I make a glittered camo storyboard tumbler. I will have all of the products that I used listed in the descriptions. You want to start with the storyboard and you want to sand it down so you give a rough surface for your glitter and glue and everything to stick to. So I sand it down, wipe it down with some alcohol. I am using this amazing new Stay Tacky paint from All That Glitters Lab. It is a paint and glitter glue all in one, so it saves you from having to go outside and spray paint first. It's a one layer and done. The glitter that I'm using is from The Glitter Guy. And again, I will have everything used linked down in the description. With the tacky paint, you want to make sure and get a good solid layer on, and you see that I'm going up under the rim because you don't want to be able to see the white if you angle the cup after it's filled. So I do push it up under the rim slightly, but you do want to keep that rim clear so there's nothing in the way when you go to put it together. Then let this dry for a few hours and add epoxy. So here I'm putting a 2-part epoxy on. The inside portion of this, because it is a snow globe, does need to be sealed with a 2-part epoxy. Now again, you want to make sure and get up under the rim. I have very tiny pinkies, so I can actually fit the tip of my pinky under the rim with the glove to smooth that epoxy out. If your finger's not that small, definitely grab a silicone tool. You want to make sure all of that glitter is covered with epoxy. Pop your bubbles and allow to cure. Now you do need a 2-part epoxy to seal the 2 parts together. You will see many using UV resin, but UV resin is not a guaranteed permanent seal because only the top portion of the UV resin is cured when shining the light from the bottom. It is very important that these are sealed completely correctly so that they don't start leaking on your customers. I mix 5 ml of part A and part B of a fast set epoxy from Resin Rockers. You want to mix slowly so you don't create a ton of added bubbles. Once everything is mixed, you're going to add it into the rim. Now I do like to warm up the rim of my tumblers just because it helps the thicker epoxy to flow evenly in. You want to make sure that it's completely around the rim so when you put the acrylic shell in, you get a secure, solid seal. Once all the epoxy is in, I'm going to hit it again with a little bit of heat, just a little to pop any bubbles that are there. Slide the acrylic shell in. I turn it a little bit, again, to make sure you've got that good seal, and place a little bit of weight on top and allow to cure. The glitter for inside the cup is Camo from Crafty Glitter Co. And now you get to play with solutions. I poured a little bit too much water there, so I dumped some of it out and then dumped too much out. But I know that I don't want a fully suspended, just because really thick solutions don't move as well inside of the storyboard tumblers because the wall space is thin. So I'm going to start with distilled water and vegetable glycerin because I know that's going to give me a little bit of a faster flow and then work from there. So I stir my glitter in, I watch the flow, see how I love it, and then I'll let it sit for a few minutes. This one ended up settling a little bit faster than what I would really like it to. So I'm actually going to add a little bit of slime activator and a little bit more glycerin to help thicken it back up slightly. Using my glitter pour method allows you to play with the solutions until you get the perfect one. Each size of cup, the wall space, and even the weight of the glitter will determine how fast it's going to settle. There is no actual perfect one-size-fits-all solution. All of your cups really should be different depending on the look you're going for, the weight of the glitter, and the size of that wall space. Once I think I have it pretty good, I'll add about half of it to the cup. That way I can really see what that flow is going to be like. And I ended up going back and adding just a little bit more slime activator just to thicken it up a tiny bit more, and then added just a little bit more glitter. Now I absolutely love the flow. So I'm going to fill it completely and then kind of tap it around a little bit just to knock in the few little bubbles that are in there loose, and then we'll get the UV-DTF put on. I am using a element sheet and a 16-ounce UV-DTF from CRAFTYGLEIM. I love that she carries matching element sheets to some of her designs. It allows you to do larger style cups and really change the design and make it your own. So I go through, I cut the wrap into pieces, that way I can put it on and line everything up a little bit easier. I left the cherries out of this one just because I plan on actually saving those to use for a different cup. So I used the main wording, the edges, and then place stars all around. That way I've got a full design on it, but I actually still have plenty parts of the UV-DTF left over to make a whole nother cup. I love the large cup stand from Cowbell Custom. It really holds your tumbler in place, and you can spin it back and forth and move it all around however you need to help you get those UV-DTFs stuck on there. It is definitely a game changer with making these cups. And she's finished. As always, thank you so much for watching and following along, and please remember to like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.